My mother was an actress, Margaret Sullivan. My father an agent and producer, Leland Hayward. They seemed to have everything, the fulfillment of the American dream. But somehow they failed. Failed as they succeeded, on a massive scale. Things went dreadfully wrong. The joy vanished, leaving a great sadness, an ache for what was, what might have been. How did it happen? Why? By 1971, I was living on the West Coast. I had 3 children from 2 broken marriages. Was I making the same mistakes my parents made?
Did you eat a live centipede when you were little?
Who said I did that?
I heard it.
Listen, Marin. I don't want to lie. I want to kill your Uncle Bill for telling you. I ate a centipede for a joke, and it was a mistake. It tasted horrible and smelly, and it could have made me sick or bitten me.
Yuck.
Right, yuck. I'd sooner eat spiders or worms.
Mrs. Harper, your brother's on the phone.
Oh, good. Do I have an earful for him?
He says it's real urgent.
Bill, you louse. When?
You were the most beautiful baby I ever saw.
Is he dying?
I made promises too hard to keep.
I want to know.
I hope you will go on caring for me when I'm old and doddering around in financial ruin.
Bill, I'll come right away. I'll be there. Okay.
Miss, I'll take care of that.
First movie's a success, so you throw money at people, huh?
Get yourself ready, Brooke. They got the blood clots out, but they interrupted the blood flow to his brain for too long.
Hostage to technology.
To say the least.
Why are his hands tied?
Probably to keep him from using the phone. The Berrigan play previews tonight. When he remembers, he tries to call the theater.
When he remembers.
Yep.
He looks so helpless. He was always so strong.
Look out, kids.
Now, you are supposed to be asleep. We can all hear you. Isn't it kind of dumb to keep on singing when you've been warned twice not to? And we can all hear you now. 3rd time is out. Go to sleep.
Mouse, mouse, when you've gone to bed, I will give you a large loaf of bread. You shall have cheese and a plate full of rice, 'cause I love to think of the dear little mice.
All right, now, you two, I warned you.
For God's sake.
It is not a parent's job to be popular. You have no guts for the job. Sorry, I told you I promised you a spanking. You went right ahead anyway.
Mother, I don't see what else you can do.
Okay, now, you take Brooke, and I'll take Bridget.
All right. Turn over there. Oh, Brooke. I promise you something. You know what a promise is?
Yes.
I'll never spank you again as long as I live.
We're going to be orphans.
Aren't we too old to be orphans? Sometimes. I wonder how did we survive this far?
Look at him. Tough jeans. You just go on, the old soft shoe. Until something critical breaks, and then you hope and make a clean and graceful exit.
That's you. How come you're always so damn cheerful? Do you know how hateful that is?
You don't know me very well.
What?
You don't know me very well.
Did you ever think of killing yourself?
You don't know the lows. Weeks in bed, no food, no showers. Just lying in the dark, waiting for my heart to stop.
You eat one cracker, you ain't gonna raise fingernails that way.
I'm ready to eat if they let me out. Even let me eat in the dining room with the others.
Well, they ain't letting you eat down there. Because you didn't eat down there either. And they don't want the other guys getting ideas from it.
Well, then they're stuck. Because I don't eat unless I eat with people.
Look, see, the food ain't the thing. See, food ain't the thing. It's cooperation. I mean, you don't want to take the test. You don't want to look at the funny pictures. You don't want none of it.
Why should I cooperate?
So you can get your rich butt out of here and go back to being a millionaire like you belong.
Look, they don't give me anything, so why should I give them anything?
Okay. Then don't cooperate. Just pretend to cooperate.
What's the difference?
See, I don't mind crazy, but I can't see dealing with stupid. I mean, you asking me that coming from a long line of movie stars? I mean, when they get up in front of that camera and they playing like, well, they're Napoleon. I mean, are they Napoleon or are they pretending?
What has that got to do with it?
Because if they get to where they think they are actually Napoleon, and I want them here so I can look after them. They pretending, they okay. See? So long as you know you're pretending, you'll get out.
I don't know why I'm here in the first place. To answer your question, yes. I felt, however, if I was going to do it, I should with style. And to be sure no one blamed themselves for my death, I wrote a suicide note, clearly stating that the fault was solely mine. Well, I carried the note around for a while, and then one day I sent my coat to the cleaners, and they read it, and I was so embarrassed, I threw it away.
You're utterly the sanest, strongest person I know.
Oh, it wasn't always that way.
It was.
You were half convinced that Leland and the doctors were right. Admit it. You still don't understand it. There's something so paralyzingly weird about sticking a kid in the bug house for trouble at school.
Damn. Gut hurts.
I know.
You knew around here.
Pop. Hey, it's Brooke.
Brooke. Brooke Hayward. Damn decent of you to show up.
Well, I came as soon as Bill called me. I got in last night. Too late to see you.
Brother. Word from that cracked brain. Good for nothing, brother. You're
I'm here, Leland.
come here. Now wearing your uniform. You on leave?
I've been out of the paratroopers for like 10 years, Father.
Bourgeois. Greg, out of town notice on the new show.
I know, I read them. Bill and I are going to wait till opening night.
Steady business. No blockbuster.
Most of the time, he seems to be drifting somewhere around the early 1940s.
When we were all together. I'd ripped around there myself quite a bit. Oh, God. I wish I was 5 years old again. Or 7.
She never lets me play with anything of hers. She has a fit if I even open the door to her closet.
Tell the truth now. You love her more than you hate her, don't you?
I love her and hate her about the same. I heard that. Damn you, Brooke.
You're too hung up on the past.
I don't care.
Damn you, Bridget. Where did you get this clock? Father took it out of storage and loaned it to me.
What were you traded for?
Nothing. You haven't got anything I want.
I could kill. It's beautiful.
I can see it just like I imagined it. My own private place. You don't know what it means to have your own place after the hospital. The lights go on at 6 a.m. The radios. Every patient has a radio. They play them night and day everywhere you go. You're never alone. Do you like the apartment?
Yes. Mother would have loved it.
I suppose so. You can have the clock when I die.
For heaven's sake, Bridget.
I want it the way it was. When you and he were great pals. Bridget and Mother loved each other.
He's hanging on.
How come he's got 2 more tubes in him than he did yesterday, Dr. Russell?
When can he go home?
I think that's entirely possible before long. If I was assured he'd have round-the-clock attention there.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the condition of his mind. Is that ever going to improve?
It would be very hard to predict at this particular moment.
Not for me, it wouldn't. The man's brain is scrambled, Doc.
He seemed quite lucid to me last night. We had a long talk about photography.
If he's never going to get any better, or if he's going to get worse.
You know, I don't quite understand your attitude. Either of you. Most people would be grateful just to have him alive.
We're not most people.
This is a very active, intelligent human being. Now, given a choice, how do you think he would feel about living like that? I mean, life at any price?
Well, look at it this way. At the very worst, it's no different than having a pet around the house.
Pet?
A creature you're fond of, that you love, who needs you to look after him.
Oh, wow. I don't believe this. You know something, Doc? You're loonier than I ever was.
Find out what he wants.
Does he know how he is?
He'd hate it. He can't think straight. He doesn't even have the strength to pull a gun out of the old saddlebag.
Pop? You want to go home? No. Darling, I'm going to be here for some time. You take care of the children. Tell them I'll call them and tell them a story at bedtime. All right. Thanks. Okay, bye.
We'll have to talk to Mrs. Hayward.
What?
I'm going to take him off the lifeline to take him home. She has something to say about that, I think.
Lord. I still, after 11 years, when you say Mrs. Hayward, do you know there hasn't been a day in all those years that I haven't wondered at some point what Mother would have said or done?
Right. Go call the doctor.
It's not the children's fault.
Of course it is. They've been spoiled rotten by their father.
If I felt hatred and loathing for my mother, I'd move out.
Don't take on and play the martyred mother.
Now, really, Brooke, this is not the time.
You don't help her, Kenneth. In the long run, I don't think she'd be proud of it.
Is that how you see me? Well, I suppose that's how it must seem. But The thing is, I am the adult. I'm supposed to be in control. And they're the children. They're not to blame. But somehow it comes out all wrong. Maybe I try too hard. I just have to do everything twice as hard as everybody else. Why do I have to throw myself into every waking moment as though it was the first and last moment of creation? Must be a flaw in my character. Well, now that my children have deserted me, not you, Brooke. I don't know what I'd do without you. But you're all grown up now and you live your own life. So, I think I should go back to doing what I do best. Without feeling like I'm deserting my children. Back to work.
Sister. Sister?
Yes, Mother.
I know you've been very troubled for some time now about your vocation. I know you're suffering doubts as to whether you ever should have entered a holy order. I think it's time we had a serious talk, you and I. Sister? Sister, won't you look at me?
No.
No? Why not?
Because I know I'm supposed to make the sign of the cross before I do, and I have a prayer book in one hand and a rosary in the other, and I know that simply cannot be right. I mean, one or the other, damn it, but not both.
You shouldn't have the prayer book, Miss Sullivan. That's the next scene.
Nevertheless, the prop man handed it to me as I walked into this scene. Ran into it, I should say, because no one thought it was important enough to give me time to get all the way over here from the previous set, which is halfway across the studio.
It was a mistake. Can we go on and get through the dress?
No, I think we should go back and get it right.
What's the matter with her? Doesn't she understand that a dress means no stopping whatsoever? She's done live television before, hasn't she?
Once or twice.
The thing is, Miss Sullivan, we're trying to get a timing on the show.
Well, I don't think that's the most important consideration at the moment, do you?
That's terrific. I better go down there. She's a great actress, great star, great big pain in the butt. Miss Sullivan, Maggie, may I call you Maggie?
I asked you to on the first day. Miss Sullivan was your idea.
Believe me, that's respect, not unfriendliness. Look, we can't shoot the prop man because he makes a few little errors his first day on the job.
I have nothing against the prop man. He's as much a victim as I am. I would, however, like to shoot whoever it is that decides we will have no prop man, and consequently no props until the day before the show goes on the air.
Well, that's a union thing, actually. It can't be helped.
Oh, bull, of course it can be helped if anybody cared enough. Do you realize I have 72 props to handle within the course of this play?
I think you're getting overexcited.
On the contrary, I think considering the chaos and the impending disaster around here, I am getting underexcited. I do happen to know something about my profession after nearly 30 years, whether you think I do or not, Mr. Brand New Hotshot Director.
Well, you will show up, of course. You needn't have panicked them all, you know. You will give a performance tomorrow night, won't you?
Will I?
Hmm? What did you say?
Nothing.
Can I help you?
No. No, thank you.
There's no one home up at the house.
Bridget. Bill.
Who?
My children.
Well, there's no children around here, ma'am. Family's away till the end of the month.
You know who I am?
No, ma'am.
This used to be my home.
Is that right?
Long, long time ago. I wanted them to live close to natural things. You're a farmer, you understand? They were such wonderful material for life, so promising. I wanted them to be strong, be brilliant. It was all so lovely in the beginning.
They found Mother lying on the ground, too deep in depression to speak. She was a total failure in her own eyes. She had driven Leland away. Her children had gone. Her career was over. Bill was in a mental hospital in Kansas, too far to come, and Bridget was still too angry with Mother to visit, though later she would spend a year in the same hospital. By then, I was married and had to take time for my own family. I was all, she said, she had left. Mother.
Brooke! Oh, you're here. Oh, you feel so good.
Oh, you look terrific.
You gained weight. Yeah, well, the food's not bad.
Mm.
Where's Bridget?
Ah, never mind. I brought Willie instead. Who's Willie?
What? Oh!
When's it due? 6 months.
Oh, darling, I'm thrilled.
Come on, sit down. Better than the last time you saw me, eh?
You'll make it. You could still play Sabrina Fair, you know.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. You could still walk out on that stage and say, I'm 23, and make everybody believe it.
No, I couldn't. Bless you for a sweet liar, darling, but that ship has sailed forever and won't be back. It isn't just a question of looks. I've lost my zest. It's funny, you know. When your father and I were on the verge of separating, we both agreed to try the Freudian route to lasting happiness. And Leland's doctor told him that he was definitely crazy, but that he functioned so well he didn't really need psychoanalysis.
Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. And my doctor said he persuaded me that my hatred for acting was just a delusion, that I really loved it, that I really loved all the limelight and the fanfare, and that I felt guilty about loving it. Well, I swallowed that baloney for a while. But I know now I really do loathe it. I loathe what it does to my life. Well, that's enough about me now. Tell me what you've been up to, apart from getting yourself pregnant.
Thinking about acting classes.
Oh, parents shouldn't be an example to their children. They should
Should
be a warning.
I have to find out what acting might be for me.
But what about what my career did to you? Oh, I wish you wouldn't want to do that.
I don't know. I don't see myself as just a mother and a housewife. You were no housewife. And we didn't want you to be. You felt gypped when you quit acting. We were proud of Maggie Sullivan.
I always knew I could count on you. But not to make my mistakes.
Just hear her saying it. It should be a good opportunity to observe firsthand all the miracles of nature. Bang, off go the chicken heads. What a dame. I got this clock in my head. Never stops ticking, but the hands don't move.
You want something, Pop?
Out. Take me home, Brooke. Darling. Get me out. Get me out.
I'm going to Tulsa to see a girl. You understand?
Yeah.
You can come with me, but when we get there, you're on your own.
Sure.
Locked. Come on. Open. I think we stole a lemon.
Bill, you're good. You can do it. Come on.
Check and see what's in the glove box.
I got it. 11 cents.
Well, America, here we come.
I'm starving. Well, you keep it running, and I'll go in.
Get a couple donuts.
Yeah. Be right back.
Boy, what a small town. On a little place like that, I could really go crazy.
Hand me a donut, will you?
What?
Donut.
I got a comb.
What?
Oh, my hair was all every which way. They had combs in there for a dime.
You took our 11 cents and you bought yourself a comb?
Oh, yuck. I don't know how you could have been able to stand the sight of me that way. Yeah. Now look.
Terrific. Did you bring back the change or did you weigh yourself?
I got a penny. Here. You keep it.
Come on, Bill.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. Do I pass muster?
You'll do. Well, all I said was don't show up looking like one of those cadaverous models.
But I am one of those cadaverous models. And what you said was don't wear any of that cruddy eyeshadow.
You look very nice.
Thank you. Is it too soon to get serious?
I am through talking to or about your brother. It doesn't do any good.
He said you tricked him. He feels you lied to him.
We thought things would go better for him once we got him into managers.
But they're not?
Worse. All he's trying to do since he got in there is to break out. His latest achievement is stealing a car, driving it across a state line, and getting slapped in the can for 9 days. And as far as I'm concerned, he can just rot there.
If he wants to be out of that hospital badly enough to break out, why not just let him go free?
Don't be a Buttinsky, Brooke. Now, look, I'm going to tell you something. I'm a lot older than you are, and I know a lot more, and I have had it with that kid. I wasted a fortune keeping him in the bug house, and if this is all the thanks I get, well, he can just rot in that jail while he thinks it over.
Father, that's inhuman. Why don't you stop trying to twist him to your vision of what he should be doing with his life?
I ought to kill him. Instead, I'm going to fly out there and bail him out one more time. Would you mind telling me what in the hell you thought you were pulling? All right, I'll tell you. You want to throw away everything you have till you have nothing left but an empty head. And you are succeeding. Your treatment is costing me more than $40,000 a year after taxes. Now, that's at least $100,000 earned income, and you're throwing it all down the drain. We thought you were getting better, but apparently you're back at ground zero. Now, in addition to everything else, this is grossly unfair to your sisters. I've thought this over, and I've come to the conclusion that the only fair thing for them is to make an adjustment in my will.
Did I hear you correctly? You stick me in a hospital for over a year and then make me stay in prison for almost 2 weeks, and now you want to hold a discussion about your will?
I'm telling you that I am fed up with your behavior. That's right.
My behavior? You're complaining it costs $40,000 to put me away, so now you're going to disinherit me? Because you're spending my inheritance to keep me somewhere I don't want to be anyway? You're the one who's crazy.
Is that so?
That's so. Where's Nan? She'd tell you how much sense you're making.
Never mind Nan.
I just asked where she was.
She's in Europe. There's a problem. Actually, I may be getting married again.
Oh, great. My punishment for being difficult is to be locked up. Yours is to cut bait and start over in another stream.
You can't talk to me that way.
Yeah, well, I'm doing it. How many does that make, anyway?
How many what?
Marriages.
There's nothing to do with it.
I said how many. You threw me in the bughouse. I'm entitled to know.
I married my first wife twice.
No, we still count Grover Cleveland both times. How many?
5. All right, 5, but...
No buts. I got no buts when you put me away. I was tossed in like a criminal. Worse. Because I got no court, no lawyer, no judge, no jury. Not even a trial, just a sentence and one with no end. Suddenly one day I'm in a room and I can't get out. And then you let me rot in a real jail because I was well enough to know I didn't belong in a hospital. Yet you call yourself a father because you know how to take home movies and throw your money around.
You were sick, Bill.
Sick enough to be thrown away without a trial? How would you have liked that? When I busted out, I was trying to get to Tulsa to see a girl. In your family, Leland, how sick would you say that is?
You stay there, Bill. I want to talk to Miller. I brought the kid back, Doctor, and I want to tell you something. He talked to me. Yeah, I haven't heard his voice in over a year, and he actually spoke to me, and what's more, he told me where to get off.
Where to get off?
Yeah. Should have seen him. He was furious.
Ah, he's pointing his anger in the direction he feels it. That is good news.
Darn right. Let's make him an outpatient.
Hold on a moment. He's better. And I'm as glad as you are, but he's not ready to be out in the streets yet. If anything, this escapade to Oklahoma is proof that...
Hey, now, wait a minute. He's my son, and I say he gets out of here. Maybe he can get an apartment in town, stay in treatment like your other outpatients.
No, we are beginning, but only beginning, to make progress. He has a much improved social adjustment. He's beginning to feel and function better. But his attitudes towards you and his mother are still extraordinarily complex. I'd say another year in Menninger's in a controlled environment.
Look, the kid looks fine right now.
Mr. Hayward, with you, everything seems to be either a smash hit or a disaster. And your son has just turned overnight into a hit.
Looks pretty good to me. You work out the numbers. Let's say 6 more months.
This is not a negotiation.
Yeah, well, it just turned into one. 3 months and he's out of here.
Pop? We're gonna nail down some dinner and go see the play.
Yeah. Let's go to the Colony.
Sure.
Oh, hello. Any change? About the same. Aren't you going to the play?
No, I'd rather stay here with Leland. You two go and come back and tell him how it went. Okay.
You sure?
Yes. And, Bill, it's important your father only get good news.
All right.
Have a good time.
All right.
Bye-bye.
The
Leland Hayward make hits? The weasels suck eggs?
I see a Bloody Mary in my immediate future. Hey, where are you?
Bridget and I were alternately best friends and arch enemies. After leaving the hospital, she became an apprentice for the summer at the Williamstown Theater. She seemed happier than she had been in a very long time.
Brooke, don't just dabble, really paint the chair.
God, we're bossy.
Oh, come on, it was only an auto remark. Let's start another family war.
No. No, I don't want another one. Certainly not with you. You're the only one that never gave up on any of us.
Pop never gave up on you, Bree.
Not exactly. You know, sometimes when I'm with him, I think all he's doing is watching me and wondering, is she really better?
Well, are you?
You never know, do you? Morning, Bill.
Ladies?
Morning.
Well, I'm glad to see you put Big Sister to work. I can't stop. I'm late with these props. Oh, Brooke, can you come to the party tonight?
Party? No. You have to get home in time to feed the boys, don't you? It's a long drive, you know.
Oh, well, next time.
Not really a party. Just a dumb little get-together some of us apprentices dreamed up. I didn't think you'd be interested.
He's nice.
Yes.
We do seem to go for Williams in our family. Grandpa Hayward, Brother Bill, my little Willie. And now you've got a Bill all your own.
Are you attracted to him, Brooke?
Oh, no, you don't. We're not talking about me.
Don't apologize. I'm sure it's mutual.
Apologize? For what? What have I got myself into? Suddenly I'm competing for your beau? I haven't said 3 words to the man. Big Sister's still married, remember? If only just.
Brooke, I can't imagine marriage would ever inhibit you from flirting. It's in your blood. It's your legacy from Mother.
Look, Bree. Forget it, okay? Drop it. Let's get these stupid chairs painted.
Oh, now I've made you angry. Thank you for coming all the way up here to see me this weekend.
I missed you.
I missed you, too. It's just... You know, the hardest thing about being out of that hospital is coping with other people's feelings. It's all I can do to handle my own.
Sorry, I had to stand in line. They were all out of punch, so I got this. It's a Greek wine.
Didn't your doctor say no alcohol?
Tom's the one to worry about. He's only a baby.
Take it easy, will you?
Nag, nag, nag. Isn't this cozy? Our own little party?
Yeah, it's a pity Brooke couldn't have stayed.
Oh, not you too. Not my own gentle knight. You didn't fall under her spell too, did you? It's all right. Everyone does.
You can't chug-lug this stuff. It's potent.
Tom's a traitor.
I was only making conversation. Look, if you want to know the truth, I don't think she's half as hot as you make her out to be. I mean, she's nice and all that. But you're a lot more...
A lot more what? Finish that sentence.
A lot more interesting?
Interest.
Well, what did you want me to say?
Anything. Alluring, provocative, mysterious, but interesting. I can't live with it.
Bridget.
Gertrude, do not drink. I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me. You say, how does the queen? And you say, she swoons to see them bleed.
Will you sit down before you fall down?
I am poisoned. Bad acting. Boo! Boo! Yo.
Call the hospital.
Mother. 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 I want my mother. Mother, please. I can't bear it. I can't bear it when you just look hurt and won't talk to me.
Bridget. Bridget, your mother's dead.
No.
You know she is.
No, she's not. I want my mother. Mother. She isn't dead. She isn't dead. She isn't dead.
This is the first opening night he's ever missed.
Tell us this. Oh, Lord, here they come.
Want to see some happy faces? Shall we brighten up some lives? Show them what life is like in the hills of Beverly amid the tinsel and the make-believe. Are you thinking of a song?
I am.
I hope it's the same song. And,
Are you Margaret Sullivan's children?
Oh, no. We belong to Humphrey Bogart.
you really like to play?
Very much.
What did your brother say?
Heavy, heavy.
Damn hippie. I think I liked him better when he was a lunatic.
Took courage to do that play. I never knew you had a passion for politics. It's not my image of you.
Question why I didn't have a plug nickel to back the thing with.
That doesn't sound like you either. That was a mother's line.
She always said I was going to spend my way into the poorhouse. She was right. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. I can't afford to be sick.
What about the play?
Bill put up part of the profits he got for producing Easy Rider. You know, I never did believe in him. Thought he was going to be a total flop. Now, to hell with it. The kid will get his money back. Nobody ever lost a nickel backing me. I just wish I could see it.
It'll still be ready when you leave here. Ours was packed last night.
Sorry about that movie, kiddo.
The movie?
Yeah, I promised I'd take care of that bullfight movie. I don't remember the name of it.
Pop. Do you know how many years ago that was? How did you happen to think of that now?
I'll make it up to you, kiddo. Pretty day. God, it's a good day for flying. I'll take you up in the Twin Beach later on.
Twin Beach.
Promise me. Get me out of this joint.
I promise.
We've told so many convenient lies during our lifetime.
You're not up yet. Comb your hair. Something. Bridget, what happened?
I don't know.
Don't know. It's like you've been robbed. Said you were going up to Yale to see Bill on the weekend. Was it like this when you got back?
I never went.
When did you find this mess?
Just now.
What are you talking about?
Just now when you woke me up, I heard you knocking.
I thought maybe the bell was out of order. The stench in here is revolting. You mean to tell me that everything was normal when you went to bed last night?
I never went to bed.
Bridget, you're in your nightgown.
I got up Friday morning, and I started to pack a bag for New Haven.
And then?
It's the last thing I remember. I must have passed out.
You think you did all this while you were like
I must have.
But that's 3 whole days.
I know.
Nobody can be staggering around half-conscious for 3 days, Bridget.
When I had that fit in Williamstown, I went to see a doctor, Brooke. He said I had epilepsy.
Is it certain? Is there any treatment?
He gave me some medicine.
Are you taking it?
Yes.
Obviously, you need more. Or something else.
This wasn't the worst, Brooke. When I was in Switzerland, they found me unconscious in my hotel. I was so unconscious they couldn't find a heartbeat or a pulse. They thought I was dead, so they carted me off to the morgue with a tag on my foot. I think I was lucky that somebody noticed I was breathing and called a doctor.
Bridget, you shouldn't be living alone.
So help me God if you tell Father. Brooke, he's gonna send me to the hospital again. Or make me take a roommate, which I couldn't. If I can't live alone on my own, I'd rather die.
You don't mean that.
You and I have told so many convenient lies in our lifetime. You know when I'm telling the truth. I'd rather die.
Leland should be thankful he can't eat here.
Bill, I'm serious.
I know you're serious. You got your serious face. Your voice has dropped an octave.
It doesn't make a damn bit of difference if the doctor's willing to let him go home if Mrs. Hayward won't give her approval.
Brooke, all we can do is put it to her. Does he go home and either make it on his own power or die where he lived? Or do we keep him here on pumps and wires so he can live a little longer and die with strangers?
God, don't.
Well?
I talked to her, or I tried to, before I could get a word out. She started telling me how her father had died at home, surrounded by the people he loved, and she was just afraid that the two of you wouldn't give your approval to bring Leland home. Do you think you could get them to give their blessing, she said.
Same voice.
So it's settled.
Yes, thank God.
Pop, who are the 10 most beautiful women you ever knew? You knew most of them.
Damn right I knew most of them. I was in love with all 10. Beautiful. That's the most misused word in the language.
What is it? Define it.
It's elusive. Glamour. A woman has to have a look in the eye. Has to be aware of her effect on other people. Have a sense of her own mystery. Damn few have it all. I married 3 of them.
3 wives on your all-time list?
Yeah. Lola. Most beautiful. Taught me to fly. Married her twice.
Go on.
Maggie. Margaret Sullivan. Lovely Magnet. Tell me the reason, pray. You spell your name, oh bewitching dame. Sullivan with an A. Nan, yeah, definitely. Kate Hepburn, the best.
Wait a second. You're not hiding a marriage to Kate.
Just loved her.
Go on.
Garble. What a face. I felt like falling into it. Huge feet.
That's 5.
Hold your horses. Fay Ray.
Fay Ray. King Kong's Fay Ray?
Marlene Dietrich, gorgeous. Isaac Tennyson. She's a writer. She was an old woman when I met her. Fabulous. How many is that?
8.
There weren't even 10. Oh, wait. Yeah. Justine Johnson, Esme O'Brien. They're disconnecting me, kiddo. Looks like the jig is up.
Pop, you're going home.
Well, look who finally turned up. When did you hit town?
Just this minute. Came straight here.
You got a uniform. You need a haircut. Where's Bridget?
She'll be here soon.
I'm gonna tell her to step on it, will you?
I'm happier than I've ever been in my whole spin-around life. You don't believe me, do you?
Bridget, I believe you're nuts to call me. After midnight. Oh, when you know those monsters of mine are going to come charging in here in about 6 hours.
But I'm in love. Did you hear me?
I heard you.
I think that I want to get married. Can you imagine me married?
Just barely.
You don't sound very impressed.
I was asleep.
All right, Grumpy, I'll let you go. On condition you drag yourself over here for breakfast.
What time?
Come when you're hungry.
How do I know you'll have any food on hand?
You shall have everything you love, you spoiled brat. I have something to tell you anyway.
Well, that's rotten. Can't you give me a hint?
All right, just the slightest hint. I'm pregnant.
Bridget!
At least I think I am. I'll need your gynecologist's phone number, but I can get it tomorrow. Nighty-night.
Don't you dare hang up. I want to know everything.
Oh, no, you're too tired.
How the hell did you get pregnant?
It's a mystery to me. Can you get something like that from a toilet seat?
Bridget, be serious.
Tomorrow you shall know all, my sweet.
I'll never get back to sleep.
Take a pill.
Haven't got any.
A pity you're not here. Dr. Bridget McFidget has all shapes and sizes. I'd even give you a bear hug for good measure.
What?
You don't remember, do you? Mother, at bedtime, she used to reach out her arms and say, bear hug. And then I'd hold her as if I'd never let her go and say, till I squeeze her to death.
I remember. Hey, Bree?
Go to sleep, kiddo. And when you wake, you shall have all the little horses.
See you in the morning.
Bridget! Mouse, mouse, come out of your hole.
Maggie, please. Maggie!
Bridget! You lazy bones. Bridget!
Maggie, open the door.
Bridget!
Hush a don't you cry. Go to sleepy little baby. When you wake, you shall have all the pretty little horses.
Would things have been different if I hadn't been so nervous about Bridget's intense need for privacy? If I had pursued my first instinct and succeeded in having the manager open her apartment that morning? In the years to follow, it was a question I would never stop asking myself.
Brooke? I have something terrible to tell you.
Bridget's dead.
How did you know?
How? It's there. I was at her place only this morning.
Bill Francisco found her about 2 o'clock. He had a key. She seemed to be sleeping, but he couldn't wake her.
Did he call a doctor?
Leland's doctor came, and he asked if she had epilepsy because she'd had some sort of seizure. And there were bottles, all empty, of Dilantin around the apartment.
She did. She had epilepsy. She wouldn't let me tell anyone, Sarah. She was petrified.
There's going to be an autopsy, an inquest, something about the amount of drugs.
God.
Bridget never changed. She was always very sweet. I hate talking about her as if she was just this little airy-fairy creature from another planet. She was a damn strong woman with a will of her own.
Bridget McFidget McPhee. Poor little girl. Never told me a thing. I feel like an idiot, as if I never knew her at all.
You know why we called her Bree?
No.
When she was born, I couldn't pronounce her name. Bridget. So I called her Bree, and it stuck. Father says I was so hurt and jealous when they brought her home from the hospital. I gave her a murderous pinch. I wouldn't speak to mother or father for 6 months. God, what am I laughing for? I'm 23 years old. My father's been married 5 times. My mother killed herself. My brother, my sister, my mother, all been in mental institutions. And I'm divorced with 2 children. What next?
You've got the worst family history anybody ever had. So, you either go over to that window now and jump, or else you go on and live.
Good time. Had some good times, didn't we?
Some glorious times.
If you had just one back, one good time, what would it be?
Oh, I need a little time to think. That's a hard one.
Tell me, when we get to the house.
Okay.
See you soon, Leland. I know what you're thinking.
I know. It's how close we are.
But we got each other.
I wish I could joke.
But we got each other. Even if we are in an orphan. Hey, buck up, kid. You know how to get across thin ice? Keep dancing. And never let your whole weight down. Stay light-footed.
Terrific. A few days later, I received a message from my father's secretary, Sarah, asking me to drive up and see him. Father had taken a turn for the worse.
I tried to call you back 5 minutes after we spoke. They rang and rang.
I left the hotel like a shot. There was a car rental in the lobby, and I did 65 all the way. Call me back to tell me what? Too late.
I'm so sorry.
I want to see Father. Are you sure you want to? I have something I have to tell him. I promised. Pop. I've decided which time I'd want you back. I'm not saying it's the high spot of my life or anything like that. Just something I'd want. Once more, if I could choose. It was that day that you came to see Mother in Greenwich.
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. This is madness. Whatever possessed me to do this? He called and said he was on his way up to Austin Rakes to see Bridget, and he thought it was high time we had a long talk about her. Before I knew what I was doing, I was asking him to lunch. Madness, crazy. There's not a single thing that we have to say to each other couldn't be said on the telephone.
Mother, why are you carrying on so? It's not Jack the Ripper, the Marquis de Sade. It's a man you lived with for 10 years.
It's a man I haven't laid eyes on for 12 years. probably won't even recognize each other.
Haven't changed that much.
Well, that's ridiculous. You don't notice it because you see us both all the time, but I still had my figure the last time he saw me.
You have it now, and you know it.
Brooke, I'm not trying to make an impression on anybody. Least of all your father. That's ridiculous. I mean, good Gooby, I am 48 years old. All right, 50. Anyway, too old to care about what your father thinks about my figure. It's not what's got me in a funk. I'm just worried we won't have anything to say to each other.
I presume that's why you invited me. To fill in the pauses with sparkling repartee.
I asked you over because Kenneth is out of town.
And no well-bred Southern lady would ever dream of entertaining a gentleman caller without a chaperone present, y'all.
Now, listen. If you don't stop acting silly, I'm going to send you home.
Too late. He's here.
What? How do you know?
I heard his car in the driveway.
I didn't hear anything.
You're not supposed to. It's a very luxurious car, very discreet.
You're making it up.
Maggie?
Don't leave me alone with him, not for an instant.
Not even to go to the John?
I'll go with you.
That'll look odd.
Maggie?
Out here.
Hi, Pop.
Hi.
Hello, Leland.
Maggie? My God, Maggie, you look good.
Hungry? We can eat any time.
I'd like to have a look at your place first.
Oh, come on, then. Come on, this way.
She laughed. The years dropped away. She really was a girl again. And you were a beau come to call. On that lovely summer afternoon, I felt I was thinking where you must have been when you were courting her. Was it 20 years before? And I thought, my God, she still loves him. They still love each other. They never stop. That's what I remember. That's all I want to remember now. Not in the bad times. I know that is impossible. But you said choose. Anyway. I just want you to know.
Shall I have Lucio fix you a drink? No, thank you. I really want to get back to town. There's a number of things I want to do before I leave.
Leave?
For California. I'll be leaving right after the service.
Oh, so quickly.
Sarah, I've got 3 children waiting for me. They miss me. And I miss them ever more than right now. Thank you. Let me know about the arrangement, will you?
Won't you stay at least until your brother gets here?
We'll find each other. We always have.
Well, what will I tell him?
Tell him, when last seen, I was dancing on very thin ice.
Doing what?
Just dancing.
I wept for my family, all of us, for our excesses, our delusions, and inconsistencies. Not that we had cared too much or too little, but that we had been careless with the best of our resources, each other. It was as if we had taken for granted the fact that, like our talents and interests and riches, there would be more where we came from. Another chance, another summer, another Maggie, another Leland, another Brooke or Bridget or Bill.